Hey there, Louis Bells here. Thanks for stopping by. In this tutorial, I am going to be showing you how to create a scoped application in ServiceNow. Now, what exactly is a scoped app? Well, a scoped app in ServiceNow is a private container that stores all of the files and components associated with a specific app. Okay, you can think of a scoped app as a shell that kind of defines the boundaries of that app and that protects its components from changes made elsewhere in ServiceNow. Okay. Now I am using a ServiceNow developer instance. You can request a developer instance yourself. Check out the link in the description to see how to do that. And just a note, in this tutorial, I am running the latest release of ServiceNow, which is the Quebec release. Now to get started, the first thing that you want to do is come up to the filter navigator and you want to search for Studio. Studio represents the integrated development environment in ServiceNow, so this is where you can actually build applications. All right, and then the next thing that you want to do is you want to go ahead and click on Create Application. All right, and the next thing that you're going to do is you are going to go through what's called the Guided App Creator. Now, the Guided App Creator is essentially a wizard that allows you to create your scoped app simply by filling out a few fields and answering a few questions. So the first thing you want to do is enter your app name. I'm going to call my app Invoice Approval App, and you want to enter a description. This is going to be submit invoices for approval. Okay. You also have the option of adding a logo to your app. So you want to click on this icon. I'm going to grab my invoice icon here. And then the next step here is to select whether you want this to be a scoped app or a global app. And again, a scoped app is really a protected app. So all of the different components will sort of be restricted to that application. And unless you have access to that application, you won't be able to access those components. Or you can select global scope, which will make that application and its subcomponents accessible to other apps. I'm just going to leave this as a scoped app for now. And then I'm going to go ahead and click on Create. Okay, now the next thing that you need to do is create some roles for your app. Now, what exactly is a role? Well, a role represents a group of permissions that you'll create in your application. Okay, so we typically describe roles as being what specific user personas or user groups need to be able to do in this application. Now, you have the option to search for existing roles. Okay, these are roles that exist in ServiceNow out of the box. Or you can create new roles for your application. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and click on Create New Role. And I'm going to enter my role name, Invoice Submitter, and I'm going to click on Create. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and create a second role. Okay, so essentially what I've did is I've created one role that will be assigned to the users of this app who want to submit invoices for approval, and I have a second role which is going to be used to grant specific users the ability to approve those requests. Now, just a note that you don't have to create your roles here in this step in the Guided App Creator. You can create your roles after the fact directly in Studio. Okay, so if you wanted to skip this, you easily could do that. Now I'm going to go ahead and click on Continue. Now the next step here is to determine which experience you would like this app to be optimized for, and your two options are mobile or classic. Okay. Now essentially what this is this is going to optimize your app right out of the gate as you're building it for either a mobile experience or classic. Okay. Now if you select one of these now, you're not stuck. You can always go back and add this later. I am going to be creating a classic app as my users will be using this app predominantly on their desktop computers. So I'm going to select classic and I'm going to click Continue. All right, and now the next step is to go ahead and select which data tables you want to use for this application. Okay, now clicking on the drop down here, you can select from existing data tables in ServiceNow. Okay, or you can click on the Create New Table button to actually get started and create your own table. Okay. Now what I'm going to do for simplicity's sake is I'm just going to click on Done with Tables to skip this step. Again, you can create these components directly in Studio after we actually set up the scoped application. All right, now the next thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and click on Start. This is going to actually create your application, and then ServiceNow is going to prompt you to review the details that you provided throughout the guided app creator steps. So if you want to change any of these details, you can do this now. In this case, this all looks good to me. So what you want to do is you want to click out of this. So click on the little X and click Yes, Close. Okay, and now when you come back into your studio, you are going to see that your new application is listed in your app list. And I'm going to go ahead and click on Invoice Approval App. And you can see here that our scoped app is created, and I can go ahead and start developing this application. So that's it. Just a quick tutorial to show you how to create a scoped app in ServiceNow. I hope you found this tutorial useful. If you did, please like it. Please drop a comment below, and please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel to stay up to date on the latest ServiceNow tutorials. Thanks for stopping by. Talk to you soon.